All right. Hello, everyone. Again, this is Daniel Cardenas talking to you today about my internship at Oregon State University within the College Student Services Administration program. Right now, my internship is still as a TA within our assessment and research and higher education class. So today I'm talking about some hot topics that are going on in assessment and evaluation in higher education. I was perusing some research articles and also some hot topic articles in InsideHigherEd.com. And one thing that kind of stuck out to me was within the quick takes, and really since the beginning of 2014, there have been almost a dozen different articles on badges within higher education. And the quick take from just yesterday was actually talking about how ETS, which is the Educational Testing Services, is now starting to award badges for students that complete assessments on their website. So if you don't know ETS, ETS is a test maker administrator that's been around for over 60 years, and they are most prominently known for their test for the GRE. So some OSU graduate students might know that within the CSSA program, the GRE isn't required. So if you don't know ETS, that might be why. But what's interesting is that Mozilla, the internet provider, really has what's called a Mozilla backpack that they've had for a number of years now, and ETS is trying to have these badges within their system that really you can add to your Mozilla backpack as a student. And so there are a number of badges that you can get from ETS: mathematics, writing, reading, critical thinking. There are 3 different levels of badges, basically level 1, 2, and 3. They don't call it beginner, intermediate, and advanced, but that's basically what it is. So depending on the score that you receive on their tests, they'll give you a certain level of badge. And the idea is that you don't just stick with one level. You can actually retake the test if you'd like to and receive a higher level and add that to your backpack. So ETS says that the Mozilla Backpack is a great way to display skills and proficiencies to institutions, organizations, colleagues, and employers. I'm a little bit hesitant to really jump on the ETS bandwagon so much. I think that Mozilla has a name and a reputation within badges that's gaining within higher education from what I can see. Not to say that ETS is necessarily the way to go, but I'm really interested to see where badges in general, how they're really, I guess, evolving. It's really interesting for me to see. So to kind of continue, that one quick take and the ETS website really wasn't enough for me, so I kind of continued to search, and within higher ed, there was a little bit of conversation as well as UC Davis has started, and Purdue University have both started to pass out badges as well with their institutions, and seem to kind of be setting the course for how you might call traditional kind of brick and mortar higher education institutions. So within this reflection, we're supposed to ask or answer how this is going to impact students, staff, and faculty at the OSU campus. I don't think this is necessarily earth-shattering. I get the ETS news specifically. I don't see OSU really contracting with ETS anytime soon. I don't know if that's ETS's intention, but I think it does bring into question how OSU and other institutions really map learning. How do we have our students demonstrate the learning, their learning throughout the course of a term or throughout the course of a class? Is it just kind of a Scantron test within a classroom? Are there some dynamic assessments that we can implement within higher education? I think there's momentum now for competency-based learning. Our graduate program is competency kind of structured, and you see more and more programs now popping up within higher education that say that they have competency-based learning. The UC Davis agriculture program is one such example. I think that it's interesting that this idea of badges as well, and how students, especially undergraduate students, really have what some people call, I guess what they call gamification, I think is the term, and it's this idea of digital rewarding for students, and how young adults really have an inkling for that and really get excited for something like that. So I'm interested to see how OSU and other institutions of higher learning can really jump on, I don't want to say jump on a badge bandwagon, but really implement it within their current structures. I think that OSU shouldn't have necessarily a knee-jerk reaction to this, but we should take note that, for example, MOOCs, or massive open online courses as they're called, are beginning to use similar badges to give students proof that they've completed courses. So while OSU doesn't accept MOOC badges for credit, I think we have to ask ourselves pretty soon that if students are receiving Harvard and Stanford level educations within these MOOCs, are those badges just as reputable as OSU eCampus courses? I think that's a serious question that we have to ask ourselves. That might seem a little radical, but remember, Mozilla is a bit radical. When Microsoft Explorer was thought to be the only Internet Explorer in town, Mozilla Firefox has really been able to chip away at its profits, and while Mozilla still maintains a nonprofit status. So it's something to keep in mind. You shouldn't be surprised that Mozilla is continuing to kind of pave the way for open source and low-cost ways to earn competency within higher education, especially as student loan debt, many say, is going to be the next financial crisis. So I have to wrap this up pretty quick. I think OSU specifically should really take a look at how last year they had a contractor come in and talk about how they can use badges within co-curricular learning. And so I think the Adventure Leadership Institute and Student Leadership and Involvement specifically are looking at ways that they can track students' co-curricular involvement. So let's say that I'm a student within Student Leadership and Involvement, and I'm a business major, but I also attend a racial Aikido retreat, and I also participate in Project Social Justice on campus, and I also was an attendee at the Healthy Masculinity Conference in the spring. With all those types of attendance, as tracked within a badge system, I can earn an OSU Student Leadership and Involvement bronze badge in cultural competence. But let's say that next year or 2 years down the road, I lead racial Aikido. I'm a Project Social Justice mentor, and I actually present at Healthy Masculinities Conference. Then I might be able to earn a gold badge. And so it ends up having that gamification sort of effect on students. Students can kind of map and see their own progress. And there's that reward. And students can have something to say, not only have I earned a bachelor's in business administration, but I can also have these badges that I can show to potential employers as well, to show competence in other areas that are in fact perhaps co-curricular. For a curricular aspect, since I'm running out of time, I'll just say that OSU should really take a close look at Purdue, and especially UC Davis within the Agriculture Sustainability Institute, and how they have incorporated badges within a curricular aspect. All right, that's it for me today. If you're interested in some of the articles, I'll post them within the comments section on the YouTube link, and also within Blackboard for the OSU students that are taking the AHE 510 class. All right, that's it for now. Hope you all are staying warm and safe out there, as it's snowing in Oregon right now. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all soon. Take a look at the snow if you can see it. Crazy. All right.